This episode is brought to you in partnership with Choose Chicago. Chicago and no. Hey. 77 Flavors outside again. We're outside.
You missed on location.
On location, outside. That's the thing we do here. She hates it, but I do it anyway.
On location?
Yeah. I say that because we always on location.
I know.
You
would
redundant.
have to be, wouldn't you?
Yeah, right.
You have to physically be somewhere.
Exactly.
But I like saying it. I like saying it.
But all right.
So we are fresh off a plane, you all, and I know,
Lord.
we'll talk about it in a second because that was a fiasco. However, Bernard, we do trivia here before we play our intro, so don't say the answer yet if you know it, but we have
He
some fun.
definitely knows this answer.
You think so?
Yes.
I don't know. Let's see. Here we go.
Everything.
I was about to say, you might know this one. This one is a multiple choice, everybody, all you listeners out there. So I'm making it a little bit easier for you all. You can guess now.
Okay.
Trivia. What is the average age of Chicago's population? Choice A, 52 years old. B, 35 years old. Or C, 47 years old.
Oh, it's not a range.
It's not a range. So
I think I know the answer.
yeah, don't say it if you know. Bernard is like, it's a good one.
I have no clue.
It's a good one. You all got a 33% chance to get it right. So I will let you all deal with that. We're going to play the intro. You all, this is 77 Flavors of Chicago, the podcast.
This is the podcast where we visit all 77 of Chicago's historic neighborhoods and discuss their heritage and taste the amazing food.
And if you know anything about us, we love two things, food and Chicago. So I can't wait to burn this gas money.
You ready?
Let's get it.
This is the 77 Flavors of Chicago, the podcast.
Hey, we are back. 77 Flavors of Chicago. Y'all think about that trivia question?
I think I know the answer.
You know, okay.
I would say, considering the amount of people that live in River North, that choose to live in River North,
Okay.
and the number of startups in the city, I would say the average age is 35.
Okay. All right.
That's my
I like the
deductive
way
reasoning.
I like that.
Okay.
I would say it's probably the middle number
35?
because I just guessed that.
He said, "Ain't no reason. It is what it is." Well, let me give you all this. You are correct.
Hey,
You are correct.
you stole that answer from me.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm correct.
No, yeah, but you're both correct.
We both guessed the same number.
You got the same one. Yeah, 35. It's actually 34, 34.8 is the average age. But yeah, I didn't even think about that deductive reasoning with the.
You know me.
Yeah, that's River North. You all held down that answer, and in the business actually, yeah. So the average age is 35 here in Chicago. 2.7 million people. We're roughly 35
So if you're
years
single,
old.
it's really your fault.
Yeah, right.
If you're in that age group and you're single, it's on you because there's plenty.
Yeah. If you can't find somebody, Bernard is like, damn.
I never thought of that.
We are in. Before we get to it, I just do want to finish off the trivia. We are in Austin, and the average age here is 37, so not too far off here. So you shouldn't be single here either.
Yeah, you should be here with somebody.
Dario,
Sarah,
and we are here with somebody that has got so much history and knowledge of the city. Bernard, you work for the Chicago History Museum as a docent.
We don't call ourselves docents.
Okay.
But we call ourselves gallery interpreters.
Oh, okay.
Fancy.
I like it.
But the interesting thing about the word docent, it's a German word that means docent. It means interpreter.
The guy that's telling you what the things are.
It's a German word for that.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
But you know why he would know that? It's because you were also a German teacher. Tell us about yourself.
Oh, yeah. I was a German teacher for 9 years.
Wow.
And I taught mainly in the suburbs, Aurora, Glen Ellen.
Okay.
I taught in Alvernia High School in Chicago.
Oh.
And I spent a year in Berlin teaching in a language school.
Wow.
Are you still fluent?
Más o menos.
Yeah. I think that's
More or less.
I think
Yeah.
that's Spanish.
I know.
Yeah.
I just threw that in there.
So you 3 languages.
It's like
Y'all heard that?
trilingual. Okay.
Trilingual.
All right.
You were in Berlin and you were teaching them how to speak German.
Well,
probably-
it wasn't Germans I taught. It was students who came to
Yeah.
Germany.
Okay.
So they were there for the university, and I taught in a language school.
Okay. Okay.
And they were mostly from Turkey.
All over that part of the
Yeah,
okay.
Turkey and the Middle East.
There you go.
Dope. I
at
mean,
that.
so how did you get into, obviously I know you love your teacher, so you like the history part, you like the knowledge part. How did you get partnered up with
How'd you go from German to history?
yeah, I was
is
gonna
my
say,
question.
yeah.
Those are not.
in Chicago?
I guess they are related, but they're-
Well, actually, what I decided was I wanted to do something as a volunteer when I retired from my career,
Yeah.
which was in educational publishing. And so I went to the Chicago History Museum, asked them if I could volunteer there. That was 22 years ago.
Wow.
And
Wow.
I've been doing that ever since. And then I really got, I always like to tell people, if you volunteer at the Chicago History Museum, it's almost like getting a degree in history.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they tell you everything,
Wow.
everything you would ever want to know
Yeah.
about Chicago history.
So we should
That's
just
amazing.
volunteer.
Yeah.
we should just.
You should.
I think we want to actually. We want to be the thing that people listen to in Chicago and or have another outlet.
Yeah.
We've always talked about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something else that's really cool. You got the book.
do.
So we met Bernard, just to give you all some context as to how we actually linked up with Bernard. We long story short, we both were co-partnering co-hosting a tour for Blacks in Green, which you all will hear about that this week, next episode. But we partnered together, and that's how we kind of linked up. And we found out that he has done a mini version of what we did.
Yes.
And there's his book. Go tell us about the book.
Well, it's called Chicago Neighborhoods with Flavor, Getting Out of the Loop.
Hey.
And I always thought about doing this book because I like the TV show that comes on. It used to come on. I don't know if it's
Check,
on
Please?
anymore. Check, please.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
it's gone.
It's gone.
It's
Well,
gone.
anyway, I thought that was a great show.
Yeah.
Because you go to different neighborhoods, you get to find out about different restaurants, and you can almost taste the food the way
Right.
they
Yeah.
describe it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of cool. So my idea was, based on Check Please, ask some friends of mine, if you have people coming to visit you from out of town, where would you take them to eat?
Right.
So I picked out friends and people that I knew, and I said, well, you choose the restaurant, and we would go to these different restaurants in different neighborhoods. So some of them were like Lincoln Park, Portage Park,
All over.
Bronzeville,
Yeah, Logan
Chatham.
Square.
Yeah, all over the city.
Yeah.
And I would interview the restaurateur, the people on the restaurant.
Yep.
And we would eat there and, critique it. And then I asked the restaurant for a recipe.
Oh wow, that's
of them
pretty
gave
dope.
me-
That's a really cool part.
That's a very cool
Yeah.
part.
Most of them gave me a recipe.
Yeah, they didn't want to tell
Not
secrets.
everybody.
Yeah,
Really?
they want to keep
They're
the
like the
secrets.
family
Yeah.
secret.
We're not telling you.
Right.
Go home, start making this, put us out of business. No.
Yeah, these mosquitoes eating you up.
Yeah,
aren't
these
they?
mosquitoes. I must be. It's thigh meat season still here in Chicago. If you listening outside, and I made the choice. These some big ass ants, by the way.
Yeah.
they crawling all over his
Ants.
board. Yeah, you
Oh.
see, yeah, these ants are huge. So maybe they biting.
Maybe.
maybe they the ones biting. So that's really dope. So I just want to give you the listeners a quick context. We plan on working with Bernard some more in the future, so y'all stay tuned for that. But let's get in tune with it, like how we do. Bernard, this is the part where we start talking about the history. This is what we do, history. And I don't know if you've heard, but this is how we get into. Actually, we really do have to get into. Here we go. we do that.
Is that mood music?
Yes, it is. It's,
Yeah, the more you know,
yeah,
Rainbow.
yeah. it just gets us.
You're about to learn something.
you about to learn. Usually that's played after you've been learning.
Right, yeah,
been
no.
taught something.
No,
I just thought about that.
preemptively,
Right. We just so sure of ourselves that we're
Yeah.
gonna teach you something.
you're gonna learn something.
You're gonna learn. Here we go, y'all. We, like I said, are in Austin, community area number 25. Our second go round for
the
you.
cicadas are going.
Yeah, the cicadas are going crazy. If one fell on me right now, my soul would leave my body. I just want to let y'all know.
Instantly.
I just want to let y'all know. You would just see me elevate.
You might also mention we're in Garfield Park.
Yeah. Hey, let's go. Columbus Park.
Oh,
Columbus Park. Columbus Park.
Excuse me.
No, you're good. This is the part of the West Side, Park system. We don't talk about that. The boundaries, though, tracks to the north, Roosevelt to the south, east track into the west, Austin and Harlem. Now, what's up? Honestly, what's really to the west is Oak Park. So
right.
That's really what's to the west, you all, because we're on the border. Literally, I think we're like three blocks away from the edge of Chicago to the west. So, and like I said, we've been here before. We've been down here before. Quick recap for those of you that did not listen the first time. It's named after Henry Austin in 1865, who actually bought this from Henry DeKevin. And
they should have just named it Henry.
Right. You know what I mean?
But Austin. All these Henrys.
Right. All these. Where did Austin come from?
His last name.
Yeah, his last name. Yeah, right. Duh. 470 acres of land. This was called Austinville because they were original. Wow. It was once a dry town and annexed to the city in 1899. 10 years
Not
after
1889?
Not 1889. Right? You know,
they wanted to be different.
Yeah, they really did want to be different. And this was part of the Cicero Township. Do you have anything context on that?
Well, the only thing that I can say about that is that I believe Austin and Oak Park did not want to be part of Cicero Township.
Really?
Yes.
They thought that was just beneath them or something.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they didn't want to be part of Cicero Township. So that's the reason why Oak Park and Austin became part of Chicago.
So check this out. So we gonna get on that. Let me here. We do this too. You get coins for all things good.
I wasn't expecting all that.
Hey, you know that's usually how we get you.
Yeah, right.
When you least expect it. This is one of Chicago's largest community areas as far as geography as well as population. It's second to near North Side as well as
and what,
Lakeview. Yeah,
really?
Lakeview. Yep.
I thought Westtown would be.
You would think
Westtown is.
It is,
really
but that just shows you how large Austin really is.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
As well as near North Side. Near North Side, that's like a cheat code. If I'm being honest.
That's like all of the North
Yeah, that's
Side.
why that's like we get it. But and then Columbus Park. So Columbus Park, which we are in right now, was known as the crown jewel of this community area. It was built by Jen Jensen. And I got some fun facts for you.
Or as we say, Jens Jensen.
Yeah, Jens
Wait,
Jensen.
why does?
Jay sounds like a...
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know.
Okay.
Like, that's quadra language. Columbus Park. So built in 1915, it was completed mostly in 1920. Now, we've told you about Yen Jensen before in the past on the podcast, and you know he was a good guy. He just kind of went against the grain, and he got the boot. You know, they kicked him out because he put up a fuss. I'm breaking it down for you all. But he was hired back to work on the park system. And when he came back, it's kind of when he helped finish the project. So he had but another guy. So he just didn't get along with him. The talks for this started in 1912 for this park by the West Park system. They wanted to propose something, and of course, for 1915, they got it started. Jensen behind the helm there. Here's something I did not know, just to show you how large that the West Side in general was. In 1912, do you know that there was 900,000 people in the West Side alone?
Damn.
900,000 people.
Wow.
Like, think Chicago's population is 2.7 right now. That's a third. Damn near a third of the population was in 1912 was on the West Side.
That's crazy.
Yeah, just shows you how the dynamics shifted, you know, in the city. And if I'm being honest, we talked about it. We talked about it last time we talked about Austin. A lot of racial divide here, right? A lot of racial divide. You know, you got whites that are really on like the tip part of the area, and then you got, you know, towards the middle, they're mixed. It's a little bit more integrated, and then you got further south we go. blacks, Mexicans, mainly black. It's mainly a black neighborhood, community area now. But that's the makeup if you were to visualize, what we're doing here. So not really surprising that a lot of white people were were there, because this was a good part of, this was a fun part of town, even it being dry. Even it being a dry town.
Can I tell you a conspiracy theory that I believe in, that I just thought of?
You just thought of it.
Yeah. I just now became a believer of this
and you
conspiracy
believe
theory. The Parks and Recreation Department is a scam. They don't do anything. There's no landscaping. It's just random. They just plant trees. That's my conspiracy theory. I'm done.
You hear that?
I'm going to ignore that. Just going to leave it alone.
Why?
It was well thought out.
It wasn't. It just came to mind. I'm looking here like they took years to plan this. Years.
This is a big deal.
It is.
As parks go. I'm serious.
Yeah. Talk to us.
Well,
Tell us.
you think about the big parks, Jackson Park, Washington Park, Garfield Park, Columbus Park. All of these parks are designed by landscape architects. These are not just
Random.
Right.
Yeah, these are not just yokels who come in here and do this stuff.
Yeah.
It's all planned out. Not only that, think about whose homes people go to visit in Oak Park.
Right.
Frank Lloyd Wright and the Prairie School of
Right.
Architecture.
Yeah.
That's all part of what's built into these parks.
Yeah.
So it's not random.
It's not a conspiracy.
I'll let you
I just want to clarify. I
Believe
don't
whatever you
actually
want.
think it's a conspiracy theory.
I'll let you believe whatever you want.
I know that the Parks and Recreation Department is real, and they're out here doing work.
Right.
Okay, I do believe that.
But Jensen had a lot of influence in the city here. We talked
Yeah.
about him. Speaking of which, because I wasn't done with that fun fact, there's another layer to that, and it ties into what we were talking about. There was another. God, I forgot his name. Who started the smaller parks in the city to kind of give people stuff to do. With 900,000 people in the entire west side of the city in 1912, there were only 2 parks.
Wow.
There were only 2 parks.
What's the other park?
The other one actually, LaFont.
La Follette?
Yeah, La Follette. Yeah, La Follette. And that is named after the governor of Wisconsin. So,
Wow.
yeah, that's the other park that's here that was built at the time. So that was around the area. So kind of crazy that 900,000 people only had 2 places to let steam off and let the kids
Yeah,
have
that's
fun.
crazy.
That is really crazy. More stuff about this. It is 135 acres, and the reason
Wow.
the reason why I bring that up is because it was bigger. It was bigger. And do you know why it was bigger and why it's not as big as it used to be?
Why Columbus Park was bigger
Yeah.
or is bigger?
Why
It
it was bigger. I can tell you.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, talk to us.
The Eisenhower.
Yeah. The Eisenhower,
crazy.
when it was built, it chopped off 9 acres of this park. And we're talking just the park. We're not even talking the housing.
Right,
You know what I
right,
mean?
right.
We're not even
Right.
talking the housing. We're just talking 9 acres of this park.
I think you wanted to
What's
add.
cut off? Yeah,
Are
go
you
ahead.
going to get into eminent domain and all that stuff?
We talked about it last.
But tell us,
Yeah,
tell us.
tell us again.
Well,
yeah.
eminent domain means the government can come and buy your home to put in an expressway.
Yep.
And that means that you always get cheated.
Yep. Yeah, you out of there.
So the people don't have a choice. You can't say no.
Yeah. Right.
That's
Fuller Park.
Right,
We just talked about it with Fuller Park. You know what I mean? Like that.
it's mind blowing to me that you own the property and you can't say no.
Right.
Well, one thing that I would add that's kind of not the same is that if you think about the L line, the brown line that goes through the city, it's not a straight
Right.
line. And they had to make curves and go around
Yeah.
certain buildings
Yeah.
because of that.
Right.
They could
Right.
not buy these buildings in a row, so they had to cut corners.
Literally,
sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
literally
Yeah.
cut corners. Which eminent domain for a city? Because Chicago, love the city, it's the greatest city in the world. But they built no matter what.
Yeah.
Chicago was going to be built. You know what I mean? That's precisely why we have 77 community areas. You know what I mean? Like every one is come because we want to be a big city, from the jump.
Yeah.
And realistically, after the Chicago fire, it was showtime. You know what I mean? Like, because we wanted the World's Fair.
Right.
so that's why the annexation in 89, is 1889 for those of you that 1889 is a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one after the World's Fair, that's there's not too many after the World's Fair. No. There's not too many after the World's Fair. The city was, for the most part, done. You know what I mean? Like, granted, you still probably had I want to say 10 more.
Was O'Hare after?
Well after, yeah.
And then Edgewater.
Yeah,
Uptown.
Edgewater. That was after, but not long after. Yeah. Because it was already a community area. Mm. It just divided. Yeah, it just divided. So, it's pretty crazy how the city grew over the time, you know what I mean? Like, and how it changed. It's one more thing about this. So in 1991, it was part of the National Register of Historic Places, this park I'm talking about. In 2003, it was designated as a National Historic Landmark. So we are sitting in one of the best conspiracy in all of Chicago. So pretty cool. Now, one more thing that I have history-wise, and this is pretty cool. We talked about this being part of the Palos, the Oak Park, and the Cicero Township. So it was part of the Cicero Township, and you're right. They did vote. If you remember the last time we talked about this, they were like, "Nah, we don't want to be a part of this anymore."
Right.
And it was almost a rare instance where the people overthrew what the township was.
Yeah.
And to the tune, the Austin Park, the Austin Town Hall Park is the thing here. It's a landmark, also landmarked in 2006. But the significance of that is that the Town Hall Park building that's there was actually the Cicero Township Town Hall. So when they dipped off and Cicero said, "All right, fine, you can go be part of Chicago," they kept the town hall.
Wow.
They kept Cicero's town hall, and now it's a landmark, and it's part of the Chicago Park District. And another fun fact, I know you know this one.
I know.
Yeah, go ahead. Tell it.
Well, it's modeled after Philadelphia's Independence Hall.
Oh.
Yeah. So if you look at it, there's a picture on the screen for those of you that are watching. But if you look at it, it looks pretty damn close. You know what I mean? Like, what's crazy about it is that when people talk about that building, they say it might be modeled. Stop it. It's modeled directly after the damn. It looks just like it. You know, like it looks just like it. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. Why do you know why they? How did that conversation go? That all right, we're going to Chicago and you can have our town hall building. Like what? I
don't know.
Yeah, what doesn't make sense?
Yeah,
these are the type of things that I want to know. That the Chicago History Museum, they don't. Do they know, or they just not telling people?
They don't talk about who bullied you out of a town hall.
They probably do, but it was not in my notes. Let's put it that way.
Okay, right. What other fun facts do you have in your notes?
Oh wow, tons, but I don't know where to start.
Yeah, just Austin area, if you got anything.
Oh, Austin. Nothing more about Austin.
You said there's nothing special about Austin, if I'm being honest.
I didn't say that.
He said, don't get me on here talking about it.
He's like, it's pretty
I'm
average.
neutral.
Yeah. But to be fair, this is a part 2. So we and the stuff that we covered, we didn't talk about in the first one. I think that the town hall part is actually pretty interesting. And the reason why I asked is because there's no documentation or no reason that I could find as to why that is. Because to me, that's an odd thing. You know what I mean?
No, I would think it's just its location.
It's just the location, how they cut it out? Yeah. Why? I mean, if you would think if that's the town hall of it, which also the township, it is still a township, Cicero Township, it's one of 29 that are here still in the Chicagoland area. And for those you listen to us, I hope you remember that the reason why townships are still recognized is because, long story short, legal. So if we legally wanted to say, hey, this is my land, you got documentation. That's basically what it's for.
Bernard, I have a question.
Sure.
What's the difference between a township, a town,
and a village?
And what was the fourth one? There was a fourth one that we always aren't sure.
Yeah, I don't know. But I remember that question.
I don't really know the difference.
I feel like there's what are they doing differently?
Well, we don't really have villages
Right,
around
right,
here.
that's
Yeah.
true.
I mean, we have them in the suburbs, well, Evanston is a township,
Oh,
but maybe Highland Park is a village. I don't know.
So I feel like it's just a
just a name.
It's just a name. What people feel like. Yeah, because like a village seems like a close knit group of people.
the township is a little bit bigger.
Just-
Well, we're close to Riverside. I would think Riverside would be a village. Look, it's
that's
because it
true.
was a
That's true.
planned.
Right.
layout.
And a lot of places when they incorporated as a village and then went as a township, maybe that's what it is. Because when you think about Jefferson Park Township, that was a village first.
Yeah.
And they incorporated it as a village first. I think I just put it together.
Maybe so.
Yeah, I think so. Because they start out as a village. If it's small enough, then they get bigger. And then they have to
Maybe
go.
it is a population thing.
Yeah, I think it is population. I think it's how people gather too, and and when you become a township, now you have I guess laws. I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
A village is just lawless land.
not like that. You know what I mean?
Really, my
Sodom and
task,
Gomorrah.
my task today is to put words in your mouth to reinterpret.
So when people
What
listen to
is-
this back,
What is
I'm keeping my mouth shut.
didn't Obama have an anger interpreter?
he did.
I'm that
he did.
person today.
Is that you?
Yeah.
That's you. Just interpret everything.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's what a village, township, and
Sure.
city.
You just decided that. You're like, this is it. This is the real.
Look,
yeah.
the listeners, they'll let us know in our
It's
DM.
possible.
Then DMs.
Well, they probably will.
Oh, for sure.
They probably
Yeah.
will. You probably gonna have a lot of DMs.
I don't want to hear it. I didn't say anything. If you listen back, I didn't say anything.
Didn't say nothing. On that note, this is the history part has been fun to kind of go over. I'm really interested in doing the volunteer work for the. I didn't know you could do that. 22 years. I did not know you could just.
That's
I feel
you
like
don't-
we
you
would
don't
be a
get
good
bored?
resource.
You don't get bored.
No, because you don't do the same thing all the time.
So what do you do?
Well, I could do
You say whatever I
tours.
want.
Well, I could do tours in the museum.
Oh,
I could do activities with kids who come on field trips, but that hasn't been happening because of
Right.
the pandemic.
right.
Or I could do tours in the neighborhoods. So I used to do L tours.
Okay.
So I
Oh,
did
nice.
the Green Line L tour,
Wow.
the Brown Line L tour,
Which is here in Austin,
Right.
the Green Line. Yeah.
Green Line.
Yep.
So I used to do those L tours.
Wow.
And I do walking tours in Bronzeville. So I do once a month in the summertime,
Yeah.
a walking tour in Bronzeville. And then I used to do Old Town. I used
That's-
to do an Old Town walking tour.
Nice.
Wow. I
Which
bet you
was
that's
kinda
fun.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The St. Michael's Church down there. Mm-hmm. That's got to be.
That's
that's
really
got to be. I never would have thought. Well, a lot of the Chicago fire history. That's some big history right there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. and they had the exhibit last year, right?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
it's still there.
Right.
Yeah.
So there, yep.
Wow. I guess I never thought about Old Town because I do comedy out there at Zany, so I'm always out there, with the drunks. You know what I mean? like in
After hours.
After hours and that time. So you don't think about like a walking tour there would be really fun.
That's really awesome.
Yeah, it is. It is fun. It's interesting, and it's very interesting because there was a German influence in
Yep.
that area.
Yeah.
Broadway used to be called the old German street
Yeah.
or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
St. Michael's Church is there, but then they have the Buddhist temple there.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right
yeah.
around the corner.
Yeah.
And then after the fire, they were supposed to build houses made out of bricks, but they built wooden houses over there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So there are some firehouses over there still.
Wow.
that we talk
Wow.
about.
Wow. Which is pretty cool little transition there. There's a new development happening in Chicago that is going to be one of the first wood structures built in the city since the.
What
the,
is it?
I don't know what exactly the
like
building is.
house
I think
or-
so. I think it's mixed use. I want to say it's 25 stories. I think.
Oh wow.
I think it's 25 stories.
How do you build 25 stories of wood?
So technology. This is what they say.
Huff and puff and
Stop. Big bad wolf it down. Or burn. No. we're
mean-
not. But they say the technology now allows for wood to,
Treated.
sustain.
It's
yeah.
treated.
Yeah, it's
right,
treated now.
that's
So,
true.
but the significance of that is Chicago is about to build a wood, and that was something that law said no, don't do.
Yeah.
Right.
So history being made. See, this is why Chicago is dope. Is because this podcast, people ask us all the time, what do you do after 77? Chicago's still gonna be
There's
going.
so much
You know?
more.
Chicago's still gonna be going, and we just cover like the tip of the iceberg with
Right.
Chicago. So stuff like this happens where you get a historic building. Do you think they would landmark something? You wouldn't landmark something like that, but I feel like that would be something big enough to.
It's unique, yeah.
Yeah, I mean the Chicago Fire is over 150 years old.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And there's a wood building being.
Yeah, I don't quite get the point of it.
Yeah,
Right.
right. Yeah.
What's the reason for that?
I just
Why?
feel like the designer wanted to be different, and I'm sure he had to do a lot of talking to get that one
Make
done.
it
Yeah.
like, I don't know, yellow glass instead of blue. That's different.
And hey, that would be different. That would look very weird here in Chicago.
Should we do the food?
We should do the food. We will be right back. We'll talk about the food. It was some good food here, and you probably wouldn't think, but this is very good food. We'll talk about it in a second. Be right back.
Hello.
I
Welcome
was like,
back
hey.
to the food portion of this episode, brought to you in collaboration with Choose Chicago.
Oh, no.
That's unfortunate.
It's not the button I wanted. Choose Chicago.
That's unfortunate. Keep it.
Yeah, well,
that's-
it's live.
Yeah.
They'll really appreciate that.
Yeah. We'll give them that one. There we go.
there you
That's what I
go.
was.
There you go. All right. So this week we went to, wow, I can't even. We went to Terry's place here in Austin. And honestly, when I picked it, I knew it was good. But I didn't know it was this good until we walked in, because a lot of these places don't necessarily, they've been around for so long that they don't necessarily advertise awards they've gotten, or, until you walk in and you see
Accolades.
that hanging up on the wall.
Yeah.
But Terry's has been around since 1971.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Damn.
And it has received the 2020 Distinguished Business Award. It is in the Vienna Beef Hall of Fame. It was featured on Chicago's Best. It's gotten multiple certificates of appreciation.
Interesting.
And for Chicago's Best, it was on there for their pizza puff or calzone, whatever you call it. And we'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of like a shack.
Yeah.
There's no seating. You just walk in and you order your food, and
Quick, too.
yeah. And
You
I feel like everyone in the area
They know.
obviously knows them. They've been around for forever. But yeah.
So you're right about the awards, because the awards, we walk in there, I wouldn't think to look at,
Yeah.
oh, this place has awards. Not to say that the food, it doesn't deserve anything, but you're right. Places like this typically don't get recognition.
Right.
So to see that on the walls are a ton of accolades and awards that is won. And if you're talking about that calzone, let's start there.
Okay.
let's start it there, because that wasn't a calzone.
It's not a calzone. That's a whole pizza.
Folded up in half is exactly what it was.
Correct.
It was very good.
And it's extremely puffy
Yeah.
for a pizza puff.
They call it pizza puff, right?
Yes.
It's not a pizza puff, y'all. I don't want to steer y'all wrong. They call it a pizza puff. This is a pizza folded in half. Okay, maybe
huge.
a medium-sized pizza.
It's like a foot long.
Yeah, right.
But it wasn't crusty on the outside.
Correct. It was not.
very
It was
puffy.
doughy,
perfect.
yeah.
I don't know. There was a
It has a lot of sauce, and we got the sausage ones.
Yeah.
And it was packed.
yeah. Right. I mean, just like how a pizza. I think the biggest thing is it wasn't flaky. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
it was not.
a lot of times you get
doughy.
something like that. Yeah, even a real size pizza puff is flaky. You know what I mean? And greasy as hell.
Right.
This
Yeah.
was not.
Yeah, it didn't look
Correct.
greasy.
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
It was a very sizable piece too. We took
It's not an individual person
No.
item either. You're gonna eat it with other people. It's,
you're right, other people or that's the only thing you having. You know what I mean?
For the whole day.
Yeah, for the whole day. Bernard, what did you have?
I had an Italian beef.
How was it?
Okay, how
'Cause,
was
you know
it?
that's the thing here.
I would say it was a B.
Okay.
It wasn't the best.
Yeah.
It was okay.
Yeah.
But, I can compare it with Portillo's, and I would say it's almost as good as Portillo's.
Okay.
Okay.
All
And
right.
they have good Italian beef.
They do. They do have good.
Okay.
It was a nice size too. Was that a small or?
Just
You
regular.
just because you go in there, you ask for it. You just say, "Let me get
Right.
Italian beef." They know what it is.
Yeah.
They got their signs up you 1 through 12 is
Right.
those are the meal
The
variations.
the main meals.
Yeah, you say that one, that's what you get.
Yeah.
You know,
What did you have?
I had, of course, the double
I could
cheeseburger.
have bet money.
Here's the money you can bet.
Yeah.
I'm a safe bet when it comes to burgers. All right, so this burger was good.
Yeah. Was it a smash burger?
It was not a smash burger. It was just a good burger, right? It was just a good burger. All the toppings. It was the type of burger that all the toppings are on the bottom, on the bottom half of the bun, and it was very good.
So even the lettuce and tomato and all that?
All that was on the bottom. Yeah,
Interesting.
all of it on the bottom, and I like that because you get the cheese immediately. You know what I mean? like, and
You're not
then
distracted with the vegetables.
yes, not distracted. We are live, and that's the horn that you hear in the back. It's
Right.
live here on the streets, but no, it was good, and for me, it was a large.
Yeah, that was a big burger.
That was a big burger. You usually don't get that type of burger that sizable and that good, you know what I mean, for the price that you got.
Yeah.
That we got today. I think that was $5.
I mean,
Came with fries.
everything we ordered, 3 meals and the ginormous pizza puff was $32.
Even.
Plus the
Yes.
2 drinks.
Yeah,
Plus
right.
the
That's
two
right.
drinks.
And a
yeah,
drink.
because we got meals that came with fries and a drink.
Right. Dang, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, we had 4 things for $32. That's less than 10 a
Yeah.
person.
That's
Literally.
right.
Yeah.
Very
And
good.
Yeah.
and the fries that we ordered came with a homemade barbecue sauce,
Yeah, talk about that.
which I feel like is a barbecue sauce mixed with mild sauce. That's like the taste I was getting.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Very good.
Yeah.
So I asked him because he said you want anything on it, and here in Chicago that's just do you want mild sauce on it? That's
Yeah.
what that translates to. And so I said you got mild sauce. He said we got our own homemade sauce. So I said let's try it. Obviously we're doing it for the podcast. Got to tell the people about some new stuff.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, that was very good.
Yeah.
I would say it definitely was a mild sauce mix.
Yeah.
It make some inspiration from it. You know what I mean? But it also tastes very sweet too.
Yeah.
It tastes very sweet. And
Barbecue sauce.
perfectly on the fries.
Yeah, I asked him to like drench
it, yeah.
the fries in it, and
the
he was
only way
like,
you do
"All
it.
over." I'm like, "Yep, all over the
Yeah,
fries."
yeah, don't
It
play
was-
me.
Yeah, it was,
don't play with me. Just put it. You know how I go
Yeah.
here.
You know
What did you
rules
have?
are. I had just a hot dog,
Just a hot dog.
a Polish,
But
They're not the same.
yeah, I was about to
Right.
say.
My bad.
They're not-
a Polish, and not a hot dog, a Polish.
a Polish.
It was really good. All the
All the
steamed accoutrement. Get outta here.
Because you could do. So this is interesting.
Yeah, you could get it fried,
Yeah, he said right.
They're steamed.
fried or steamed.
Have
I
you
don't think
ever
I've
had
ever had a fried
I've never.
sausage.
Have you?
Yeah.
I've never.
What's your preference?
They're both good.
Yeah.
But I would say fried is probably better.
Really?
Really?
More decadent.
Have I?
I don't know. If I've
Decadent is
ever
a nice word.
I've had like
Yeah.
charred or you
Yeah,
know.
charred.
Yeah,
There we
charred.
go. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about. I don't think deep fried.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
No.
I thought he meant like deep fried.
Yeah. Right. That's what I was thinking too. Because I was like, I've never had that, but I
Yeah.
charred.
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 Charred,
Yes.
Top 10,
Yes.
yes.
That's the only way, really.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Well, I had it steamed, so there's other ways. But
That's a hey.
that's a different way.
That's
No, but it was really good. I really liked it.
Yeah. It was
It's a
dope.
Vienna beef, you can't go wrong.
You cannot go wrong. Fun fact: we talked about this off air, but Shake Shack now is made with their hot dogs are made with Vienna beef. Take that, New York.
Yeah, buddy.
Although Nathan hot dogs are pretty good. Have you ever had Nathan's hot dogs?
I have not.
They okay.
Are they better than Vienna beef?
No. You will never hear me say that.
Really?
Yeah, they're very good though. I will say they are damn good. If I'm giving New York credit, the hot dogs they
Yeah.
smack. They are good. But that's a huge change for
Right.
Shake Shack. So to go Vienna, Chicago won again.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, it's very good.
There you go.
Vienna beef been around since 1893. So
That's right.
Wow.
yeah, it's a long time.
Is that the year of the World Fair?
Hey,
Ah.
hey.
Yeah, I remember something.
Hey, look at you. Not
things.
no conspiracy.
No conspiracy theories.
I think I'm done talking about all the conspiracies for this episode.
We only talked about one. We didn't even talk about the fact that birds aren't real.
Oh God, Bernard.
Bernard, do you think birds are real?
I'm not going to get into it.
Oh my God, Bernard. You have to entertain
I
it a
don't
little
think
bit.
we have that much time.
You said we can't go into it. Well, Sarah
I
is
feel
a
like
firm believer.
both of you are bullying me on this episode.
Look, I do what I do normally.
No, we're just letting you have your way.
hey,
No,
look.
but the fun is in the back and forth.
No.
I don't feel like a win-win if I just have my way. You know,
Yeah. See,
I
you
need
see this?
some.
You see what I'm dealing
I
with?
It doesn't feel like a real win.
I
You know,
get it now.
We gave her the W, and she's still not said it.
I need to feel like I earned it.
Well, you kind of did. We tapped out of it.
Okay, that's fair. I'll take it.
That-
That's all right.
There you go.
I knew you would.
Yeah.
Wow, you know what? Now I don't want it.
In the end,
hey, that's a good.
He just told me that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Wow.
Politely.
I don't even want it anymore.
It's too late. Well, y'all, that has been the episode. We gonna end it just like that.
Go
Bernard
ahead.
won.
Take us.
You want me to
take
do
us
it?
home. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, y'all, if you like this episode, thank you for listening.
wait,
No.
Did you ever say my last name?
What's your last name?
My last name is Turner.
Hey.
Bernard.
Well, actually,
Turner.
you need to tell us where can people.
Yes, actually, yeah.
what-
See, this is why I'm
yeah.
not supposed to close out.
Yeah, for real.
What am I going to tell you?
Where
tell-
can people find you or anything that you do, any of your tours, any of that stuff?
Hey, get the
Yeah,
book if you.
through the Chicago History Museum or my website, highlightsofchicago.com.
Perfect.
They can't get the book though.
Yeah,
They can?
there.
Oh, okay. Well,
Not
okay.
that book,
Now,
Right,
that-
you're
that
right,
was
right,
sold
yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that's
but
true.
the other books, yeah.
Yes.
We will have that linked in our
In the comment.
in the comments and everything, so it's permanently there.
That'll
Yep.
be great.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Also on video too. We'll
Yeah.
have people show it
For
so
sure,
you can see it.
for sure.
You got to support. We got something we gonna work on. We
Yeah.
gonna figure out and
Yeah.
get it done.
Do you have any upcoming tours that people can go on?
Actually, I have one on Sunday.
Hey,
Okay. So this
The
episode
Chicago History Museum tour.
perfect. So this episode comes out Wednesday.
tomorrow,
If-
2 days.
If you're listening on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, you could still go on the tour on Sunday.
Yes,
Chicago
yes.
History Museum.
That's
There you go.
dope. That's dope. Yeah, and honestly, I worked with him on the tour, so
Yeah.
he's very good at what he
Yes,
does.
very.
Wealth of knowledge in the different areas of what's there is just, it was inspiring to me because I've made it very
Yeah.
clear I want to be on tour, and that was my first time actually doing the tour in Chicago. And he wasn't even there to see it. No, I was playing.
I know.
He left early.
He finished his part and he was like, I'm out.
Yeah, I'm going. That was a long
Enjoy
ass
the
tour.
rest of this.
If I'm being honest, that was a long
Yeah,
tour. I
that
would
was
have
like
left.
7 hours.
Too much.
Yeah.
Too much.
We won't get
Bernard's
into it.
tours are not 7 hours.
Yeah, no,
No.
they're not. They are what you
2
need.
hours max.
2 hours max. There
with
you go.
bathroom breaks.
That's right.
Oh man! All right, now
All right, well, on this note, y'all be blessed. If you like this episode, send it to someone you like. Rate, subscribe, all those good things. If you did not like this episode, parks aren't real.
wow. For Dario, Sarah, Bernard, we out. Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of 77 Flavors of Chicago. We look forward to having you again next Monday. So make sure you look out for us on any platform where you can listen to a podcast. Make sure you rate, subscribe, and do all the things. And we'll see you next Monday.